For my official predictions for this 2016 NFL season, you're watching the MJ Take on Sports Fan Entertainment. Welcome to the MJ Take on Sports Fan Entertainment. It's time for my official 2016-17 NFL predictions. The NFL season kicks off Thursday night as we have the Carolina Panthers versus the Denver Broncos. My week 1 predictions video will probably be up Monday actually, but then from there every single week it'll be up on Wednesday, 7 p.m. Central, 8 o'clock Eastern. So make sure you stick around and subscribe for that. But today we're talking about in terms of win-loss records, we're talking about the Super Bowl champion, playoff predictions, awards, all of that fun stuff. And I already made team-by-team season previews in which I gave win-loss projections for each and every team. However, many of these videos were made in July. Some of them were made in August, early August. Things have changed since then. So make sure to go down in the description box because all this information can be found down below. And we're about to talk about all of it right now. So even if I, made my season preview video and I did for every single team, let's just really quick go team by team and just give you a small little blurb of what I think their season will be and why I have them going, what I have them going. Let's start with the AFC East. New England Patriots win the AFC East. They go 11-5. I initially thought Jimmy Garoppolo could go 3-1, but now I think it's 2-2. But still, Tom Brady will come in, do pretty freaking well. They go 11-5. And we'll see what happens in the playoffs. Miami Dolphins 5-11. I'm not buying Adam Gase and Ryan Tannehill. I think Ryan Tannehill is going to prove to be a guy that just isn't very good in this league. One of the below average quarterbacks in the NFL right now. Don't see him improving much at all. Buffalo Bills, horrible offseason. Rex Ryan, I think he's on the hot seat. Marcel Darius having issues. A lot of players having issues, suspensions, injuries. It's not looking good for the Bills at all. I have them going 6-10. New York Jets now 7-9. Had them going 8-8. But man, I don't know. I really wasn't impressed with their preseason at all. Think issues are there. They're going to take a step back. I think it's 7-9. AFC North, Pittsburgh Steelers win the AFC North, going 12-4. Cincinnati Bengals go 10-6. I love the Steelers this season. I think the people are sleeping on the Bengals too much. This is a team that went 12-4 with Andy Dalton missing a number of games. They're still a damn good team and a playoff team at that. We also have the Baltimore Ravens going 7-9. They're going to be better, but I don't think that they're quite a playoff team yet. I need to see them develop some more elite talent because they haven't been doing that the last couple of years. And we have the Cleveland Browns now going 4-12. I had them scheduled for 2-14. I now have them scheduled for 4-12. I see improvement there. I see RG3 making plays in the preseason. Josh Gordon making plays in the preseason. But the defense stinks. The offensive line isn't very good. And there will be issues in Cleveland. I am not going higher than 4 wins when it comes to the Cleveland Browns this season. AFC South. Things have changed in the AFC South for me. I was lukewarm on the Houston Texans, had them going 7-9 in my season preview. Things have changed. I now have the Texans going 10-6 and winning the AFC South. They looked good in the preseason. One of my biggest concerns, in fact, my 2 biggest concerns was number 1, could they develop chemistry? I thought, having a new quarterback, running back, wide receiver, all those new talent and faces offensively would cause some chemistry issues, and they look good right now. So I don't need to be worried about that. And then second of all, J.J. Watt is healthy now. He should play even week 1. No need to worry about the Texans anymore. I have them repeating and winning this division once again, but I have the Colts grabbing a wild card at 9-7. It'll be real close, but right now I'm not loving the Colts. Vontae Davis is out for like the first month of the season. He's their best defender, and man, that hurts. But I still think they can put up a lot of points offensively, so look out for the Colts offense this year. Tennessee Titans, big Tennessee Titans fan I am. I've been saying 6-10 up until this point. I decided to go with 7-9. After the Teddy Bridgewater injury, I now have the Tennessee Titans winning week 1 against the Minnesota Vikings, and they'll go 7-9, which would be a really big increase. Really, There's some fanhood going on here, I will admit, but I honestly think this is very, very possible, especially seeing how Marcus Mariota is playing this preseason. Jacksonville Jaguars go 7-9, disappoint and underwhelm a little bit for a lot of you guys, but not for me. Look, they didn't look very good in their preseason game against the Bengals. They don't look ready yet. Gus Bradley just isn't very good. I'm not buying what the Jaguars are selling. AFC West. Oakland Raiders win this division at 10-6. Kansas City Chiefs come close in second. I actually have the Chiefs missing the playoffs right now, but look, it's going to be very close between them and the Colts to make the wild card. We'll see how tiebreakers shake out, but for right now, I have the Kansas City Chiefs missing the playoffs. They're going 9-7, and then the Denver Broncos go 8-8. Trevor Siemian starting at quarterback. I don't love that. I don't know how you could. And then San Diego Chargers 7-9. You know, all these teams are going to be very competitive this year. It's just, there's going to be so many close games. It's just going to depend on whose quarterbacks can really pull out some of these tough, close games. And the Chargers, although they have pretty much the best quarterback in this division, the problem is they don't have much depth anywhere, defensively, offensively. Once they start getting injured, they're screwed, they're finished. They may start off hot, but they will fade like they usually do. On to the NFC. Let's start with the NFC East. We have the New York Giants winning this division at 9-7. I think they're going to be pretty good this year, but again, we have to wait and see if their free agent signings really are as good as we think they will be, because they never end out being that way. We also have the Washington Redskins finishing 8-8. Guys, I think they're actually a pretty damn good freaking team, but they have the hardest schedule in the NFL. I actually think they'll upset the Pittsburgh Steelers week 1, but from there will be issues. The schedule is just too tough this year for the Redskins. We move on, Dallas Cowboys 7-9. Injury to Tony Romo. You know, they have Ezekiel Elliott, but the defense stinks. They're not going to be able to win too many games this upcoming season. Philadelphia Eagles now 4-12. Had them 5-11, now 4-12. You know, trading Sam Bradford, it'll hurt your team a little bit, because Carson Wentz, although I liked him coming out, he's just not very ready yet. I mean, he completed in the one game he played preseason 50% of his passes. You know, a lot of them were inaccurate. They're going to lose games. Even with their good defense, I think their defense will be good. They're just going to lose games this year. The wide receivers stink. The running backs stink. They're going to lose games this year, the Eagles. But hey, I think you're rebuilding something. I think Howie Roseman is doing a very good job. Just give it 2 to 3 years. It's going to take a while. When you move on to the NFC North, Green Bay Packers win this division going 13-3. They're going to be really good this year. They're going to be great. Can they win a Super Bowl, though? I'm not quite sure of that. Chicago Bears. All you guys know I was high on the Chicago Bears. Not anymore. I can come on here and I can stick to my guns and say, oh, I'm sticking to my guns. I'm Skip Bayless. I'm sticking to my courage and my convictions. I'm not doing that. If I have evidence that is pointing otherwise, I'm going to do it. I thought the Bears defense would be better than where they are, and they're actually pretty freaking good. But Pernell McPhee, injured, probably going to miss the first 6 weeks, 6, 7, 8 weeks. Don't love that at all. Kevin White isn't as far along as I thought he was offensively, so I don't think their offense is going to be quite as good as I think as I thought it was going to be. I now have the Bears going 8-8 and missing the playoffs. You know, I was too high on them, and the preseason showed me otherwise, and hey, I'm going to believe it. Minnesota Vikings 8-8 as well. You know, they just got Sam Bradford. I don't care. He's not going to be good this year. He's just not. Okay, get over it. And, you know, their defense will be good. Running game will be good, but man, your quarterback and your offensive line stinks, and that's going to hurt a lot. We move on to the NFC South. Carolina Panthers win this division going 11-5. You know, they're going to be pretty freaking good this year, but not as good as last year, mainly just because, okay, your cornerbacks now stink. Okay, you're going to miss Josh Norman. Okay, you will. Just get over it. You're going to miss him. And a lot of teams are going to throw the ball all over you, and you're going to get into some, you know, some shootouts, and you're going to lose a lot of these to me. So, I mean, not too many. You're going to go 11-5. Okay, just get over it. This is a good record. 11-5 is a good record. It's not 15-1, but it's a good record. Get over it. We move on. Tampa Bay Buccaneers go 9-7. I'm a huge fan of Jameis Winston. I'm going to continue to be a huge fan of Jameis Winston. I think this guy is going to deliver a Super Bowl to Tampa Bay within the next 5, 6, 7 years. And I have them making a wild card in this year. I'm really on board with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and what they're doing. Looked fantastic in the preseason to me. I'm huge on Jameis Winston. Can't wait to see what this guy does this year. New Orleans Saints go 8-8. We'll see with the Saints. You know, their defense didn't get much better, but their offense, I think, got a pretty much significantly better. We'll see, how that evens out in terms of win-loss. But it's about the same for the Saints. We'll see if ownership is happy with 8-8 this season. And then the Atlanta Falcons go 6-10. I'm not buying what the Falcons are selling this year. Offense looks bad. I mean, just straight up bad. You can't just keep throwing the ball up to Julio Jones. There are issues with the Atlanta Falcons this season. I'm not buying them at all. 6-10 for the Atlanta Falcons. NFC West. I've updated the Seattle Seahawks. They're now going 11-5 to me. Russell Wilson looks so freaking good, man. This guy looks so good. This guy, even in preseason, he looks so fantastic. Absolutely hitting wide receivers in their hands. I mean, this guy's projecting, throwing passes, reading his progressions. Anticipation throws are on point. I mean, it's on fleek. It's ridiculous how good Russell Wilson is looking right now. He's ascended to that top 5 elite quarterback range, and he will stay there. I have the Seattle Seahawks going 11-5 on the back of Russell Wilson, but he will get sacked a lot this year because their offensive line stinks. We move on to the San Francisco 49ers, 2-14. Ouch, but that's where they need to be. They're not going to be very good this year at all. Chip Kelly sucks. Blaine Gabbert the same. Colin Kaepernick, now this drama's in the locker room. They got to get rid of him. So many issues with the 49ers, the worst team in the league, and I don't think it's very close. We move on to the Arizona Cardinals, who go 12-4. Now, they didn't look good in the preseason at all. Carson Palmer threw 3 interceptions. Didn't love that at all. But, man, their running backs are good. Their wide receivers are good. Their offensive line is good. Their defensive line is good. Their linebackers are good. Their secondary is good. Everything's good. Okay, just Carson Palmer. Just rely on everyone else. You don't even need to do anything this year, and you'll easily go to the Super Bowl. The Cardinals are too stacked. You got to give them respect. I have them going 12-4. And, oh, they have a great head coach in Bruce Arians. And then we have the final team, the Los Angeles Rams, going 4-12. Jared Goff is the number 3 quarterback on the depth chart. Oh, man. You drafted this guy number 1 overall, and he's number 3 on your depth chart. This is not good. The Rams will stink. We move on to the playoffs. So if you didn't notice, my playoff teams are this. In the AFC, first seed, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers. Second seed, we have the New England Patriots. Third seed, Oakland Raiders. Fourth seed, Houston Texans. But obviously, the Raiders and the Texans have the same record, so we'll see how those guys, tiebreakers and whatnot. We have the Cincinnati Bengals going 5th seed, and then the Indianapolis Colts with the 6th seed. NFC Playoffs. We have the Packers, the Cardinals, the Panthers, the Giants, the Seahawks, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Those are your playoff teams in the NFC. Now, in the hunt, these are the teams that will miss the playoffs, but close and will be in playoff contention. In the AFC, the Kansas City Chiefs, the New York Jets, and the Baltimore Ravens. And in the NFC, the Chicago Bears and New Orleans Saints and the Minnesota Vikings. Who do I have winning in the playoffs? Well, let's start with the AFC Championship. Now, this was tough. I mean, not really. I mean, in terms of getting there, no. It's 2 teams. It's the New England Patriots and the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's it. Those are only 2 teams. If you're picking the Houston Texans or the Indianapolis Colts or the Oakland Raiders or the Kansas City Chiefs, you're drunk. The Patriots and the Steelers are going to the AFC Championship. That's what's happening. Now, in terms of who's winning, now that's tough. That's a tough conversation to have. But I went with the Pittsburgh Steelers, mainly just because of this. Tom Brady's 39 years old. Okay? He's going to go through a 12-game regular season, and then this is going to be 14 games by the time he plays in this game. I ain't trusting this man, a 30-year-old man, in January in Pittsburgh, because that's where I have this game being. I just don't trust him. I think this just has to be the year he just... I can't trust him. I'm sorry. I'm trusting the Steelers with Ben Roethlisberger, Le'Veon Bell, and Antonio Brown over a 39-year-old Tom Brady. In January, I can't pick Brady again. The buck has to be up here. It has to be done. I think this is the last time they're gonna make the AFC Championship. I think it's starting to be over. Again, they'll make the playoffs, they'll win the AFC East, but man, I think the Steelers are a better team. I think they're a way better offense. And when it comes to January versus a 39-year-old man, I got the Steelers winning this one. And then we move on to the NFC Championship game. I got the Seattle Seahawks versus the Arizona Cardinals in an NFC West bout. Now, this is going to be tough because I think the top 4 teams in the NFC are freaking tough. And to me, that is the Packers, the Panthers, the Seahawks, and the Cardinals. The Giants, or whoever wins the NFC East, just forget about them. And whoever gets the final seed in the NFC, although I love Jameis Winston, he's not going to do anything. So those are the top 4 teams. Now, the Packers, I have them going 13-3. Okay, great, right? But, man, they just can't win in the playoffs for some reason. And I think the Cardinals and the Seahawks really have their numbers. I think whenever these teams face the Packers, they win. I think that they're just better against the Packers. So the Packers may go 13-3 with the best record in the league. They have troubles beating the Seahawks. They have troubles beating the Cardinals, and I'm not trusting that. So I have the Seahawks upsetting the Packers in the divisional round, going to the NFC Championship game. And I have the Cardinals going to the NFC Championship game as well, and I have them winning the NFC Championship game. Carson Palmer goes to the Super Bowl for the first time in his career. And this is a bold statement to make because this guy has not been successful in the playoffs at all. But again, the Cardinals are freaking stacked. Running backs, wide receivers, offensive line, defensive line, linebackers, secondary, they have it all. They have everything. They're so good. Coaching, they have it. They're going to the Super Bowl. So we have Super Bowl 51. We have the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Arizona Cardinals. Who do I have winning this game? Now, this is tough, and I wanted to be safe with this prediction because, as I said, I honestly believe the Pittsburgh Steelers have over a 50% chance of making the Super Bowl. So if I'm going to make a Super Bowl prediction, it is a safer bet to pick the Steelers to win this game because whereas I believe the Steelers have over a 50% chance to make the Super Bowl, I think the Cardinals, although I love the Cardinals, they only probably have like a 30% chance, maybe even less than that. I'm being really nice with that. The Steelers have a better chance of making the Super Bowl. So with that said, the safer pick is the Steelers. But you know what? I'm just going all in on the Cardinals, man. I think they're so good. Again, they're so stacked, top to bottom. Look at their roster. It's stacked. It's filled. It's great. It's fantastic. It's wonderful. It's wow. I mean, they're so good. I don't care if they have Carson Palmer at quarterback. I don't care if they have me at quarterback. They're so talented. They're going to go all the way. MVP being Larry Fitzgerald, who shows up big in the Super Bowl. And who the hell else would be surprised at that? I mean, come on. He's been waiting for this moment all of his life, and he won't miss this opportunity. I expect Tyrann Mathieu to have a big game. Patrick Peterson, Calais Campbell. There's been players on this team hungry for this title. And then you have young guys like David Johnson who also want to contribute as well. To me, the Arizona Cardinals win the Super Bowl this year. So let's get into the awards this year. MVP Aaron Rodgers, coming off of a 13-3 season. He wins his 3rd MVP title. You know what? It may be a boring pick. It's the right pick. Peyton Manning won 4 MVPs in his career. Aaron Rodgers can definitely win 3 and maybe even more in the future. Aaron Rodgers is the MVP. Offensive Player of the Year, Antonio Brown wins this award. I mean, the guy's going to get 1,800 yards again, and Julio Jones won't be close to him this year to me. So I think Antonio Brown wins this award easily. We have Defensive Player of the Year. It's close. J.J. Watt is a safe pick, maybe the right pick. But I have Khalil Mack pulling this one through. I think he's going to get more forced fumbles, probably rival his number of sacks, and end up just having better overall production, especially elevating the Raiders to a playoff team. I think they're going to give it to Khalil Mack just because they're kind of getting J.J. Watt fatigue. I'm talking about the voters, by the way. So I have J.J. Watt winning the Defensive Player of the Year. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Ezekiel Elliott. And I've been on the record. I didn't like the Ezekiel Elliott pick, but guess what? He's going to run for 1,200 to 1,300 yards, and I won't care because, again, I think Alfred Morris would have ran that for you. I think Lamar Miller would have definitely ran that for you. I think plenty of running backs you could have signed, that you could have drafted, would have ran that for you. But fine, he'll win Offensive Rookie of the Year. That's fine. But look out for Tajay Sharp of the Tennessee Titans, who will get 1,000 yards this season. We also have Defensive Rookie of the Year, my boy Jalen Ramsey. You know, not a lot of defensive rookies right now are solidifying themselves, are showing up above the pack. Not a lot of guys are just starting right now. Jalen Ramsey is starting on the outside. He's going to make plays. He's going to get interceptions. He's going to get tackles for losses. He's going to have highlight plays. He's going to be jumping out of the roof, out of the building, out of the planet. He's going to get a lot of plays. He's going to win Defensive Rookie of the Year to me, as long as quarterbacks actually test him, because they may learn real quick, boy, I can't throw to Jalen Ramsey because this guy's going to pick me off. We move on to comeback player of the year, Andrew Luck. He's going to go back to the playoffs. To me, he's going to throw over 30 touchdowns, maybe over 35. Go back to the playoffs. Happy, easy pick here to me, comeback player of the year. Coach of the year. This one is tough for me because I don't have many coaches like really making a huge leap this year. A lot of teams making a huge leap this year. I don't really have that. So I went with Mike McCarthy just because I have the Packers getting the best record this year. So, I mean, why not? Mike McCarthy, congratulations. You win Coach of the Year for, I think, the first time in his career. We'll see if that actually happens, though, because I don't think they respect him at all, the voters. If they haven't voted him yet, boy, I don't know if they're going to vote him ever, but I really couldn't come up with anything here because, whatever. We'll see who wins it. Okay, we move on. Coaches fired by the end of the year. I had a little bit of trouble with this one, but these guys are definitely getting fired. I'll tell you that right now. Rex Ryan, Jeff Fisher, Chip Kelly, gone. Every single one of them gone. You know, to me, 100% Rex Ryan's finished. He's already in the hot seat. He'll be fired by year's end. Jeff Fisher, please be gone because the Rams are going to stink, okay? So hopefully they can finally get over whatever the hell Jeff Fisher's been giving them. I don't know what the hell they're so happy about this. Maybe Jeff Fisher is good at giving hand jobs or something. I don't know. I don't know why he's still employed by the LA/St. Louis Rams. I'll never understand it. The guy's horrible. Chip Kelly is going to be a disaster. They're going to get rid of him. They're going to move on from him. Trent Baalke, everyone clean, completely house. You know, the draft Deshaun Watson next year. Whatever they have to do, it's going to be bad. And they're going to fire everyone in San Francisco. From there, these three guys, we'll see. You know, I have them getting fired, but to be honest, I'm not 100% sure. It just depends on what their expectations are. And by there, I mean the owners of these respective teams. We have Mike McCoy of the San Diego Chargers. You know, the Chargers improved from 4-12 to 7-9, but he's kind of been on the hot seat lately, and I don't think they're going to be in love with that. I won't be surprised if they fire Mike McCoy and then promote Ken Wisenhunt. That would be a mistake, but I could honestly see that happening. Or maybe promote John Pagano off the defensive coordinator position. I just feel like the Chargers want an 8-8 or above season, and I'm not quite sure they're going to get that this season. Dan Quinn of the Atlanta Falcons. You know, this is a little bit of projection, but man, I really don't like the Falcons at all this season. I think they fire Dan Quinn, fire Kyle Shanahan, and restart yet again in Atlanta. We also have Mike McCarthy. What? I just said he won Coach of the Year and now he gets fired? Yep. I could see the Packers moving on from Mike McCarthy this season. You know, if they lose in the division round yet again, they fire him and then they bring in a big-time player, boy. I'm talking Mike Holmgren could come back. I'm talking, I don't even know. They could call up Jim Harbaugh. He might be interested. I can see the Packers calling some big fishes, Brian Billick. I mean, all kinds of names could be called. Herm Edwards, I don't know. I could see the Packers saying, you know what? We're not getting far as we want to with Mike McCarthy. We want to build a perennial Super Bowl contender. We want our Bill Belichick, and Mike McCarthy isn't that. We're going to fire him. We're going to find our own Bill Belichick, and they move on from him. So I have the Packers firing Mike McCarthy after, yes, winning Coach of the Year. It'd be really fun to see. We'll see if it actually happens. And then finally, my last prediction is this. With the first pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, the San Francisco 49ers select Deshaun Watson. Man, the 49ers need a quarterback. They're starting Blaine Gabbert. They have Colin Kaepernick raising hell on the bench. They need a quarterback. They're going to stink. 2017 draft, just draft Deshaun Watson. Or, you know, if you end up getting a quarterback some other way, hey, I would be fine with you taking Myles Garrett because I am of the belief that Myles Garrett is the best prospect in this upcoming draft, and he will prove to be a great player in the NFL. But for right now, I have the 49ers taking Deshaun Watson. So there you go. Those are my 2016-17 NFL predictions. What are your predictions? Comment down below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and most importantly to subscribe. And until next time, this has been the MJ Take on Sports Fan Entertainment, and I'm out. Peace.